In ancient times, people were far more inclined towards the gods of time, treating every word from a deity as the final and unquestionable truth. These deities were believed to be the only force capable of guiding their devotees through prophecies. In the modern era, predictions have almost become an essential part of life. If someone plans to travel, they first check the weather forecast for the coming days before finalizing their plans. Even construction projects are often scheduled according to rainfall forecasts. Today's farmer also relies on weather forecasts before sowing or harvesting crops. With time, the practices of the ancient world changed, but the importance of prophecies in human life only grew. The difference is that ancient prophecies were dependent on rulers, priests, and gods, whereas today, they depend on technology. History is full of prophecies, yet among them, there is mention of an ancient temple that was not only a place of worship, but also a center of wisdom, knowledge, and blessings. In its time, it was considered the third largest temple in the world. Back then, temples were the main centers of prophecy, and this temple stood above all others in prestige. Located in the district of Didim, on the Anatolian Peninsula, this temple, known in history as the Temple of Apollo, was remarkable not only for its religious significance, but also for its vast size. Kings would come here before waging war against other states, and merchants would visit before embarking on long journeys seeking to know the future. In those days, it was unthinkable to start anything without first consulting the god Apollo. When archaeologists began studying the ruins of such ancient temples, they discovered strange inscriptions carved on tablets. These revealed that those who wished to know their future from the gods had to first pay a fixed fee to the temple. The wealthy would often present animal sacrifices as offerings. Out of reverence for the deity and the temple, questioners had to purify themselves before entering. The priests themselves were required to fast for 3 days and wash with sacred water before delivering a prophecy. Then, the messenger of Apollo would write the answer to the seeker's question on a piece of parchment and hand it over at the appointed time. For the seeker, Apollo's written response was considered a sacred text. Strangely enough, in modern times, a prophecy about Apollo emerged once again, this time related to the Apollo spacecraft. This shows that prophecies have existed in every age. The Apollo space mission fulfilled a prediction made nearly 100 years earlier. In 1865, French author Jules Verne wrote a book titled From the Earth to the Moon, which became highly popular in its time. Astonishingly, Verne's depiction of a lunar landing by a spacecraft named Apollo 11 came true almost a century later. In one chapter, he described an aluminum capsule launching from Florida that would carry astronauts into space. Even more surprising, many of the figures and details he provided were remarkably accurate. Who was Apollo? Naturally, the question arises, who was this Apollo? A deity so important that one of the ancient world's grandest temples bears his name, and a modern spacecraft was also named after him. Apollo 11 was the name of the mission that, on July 16, 1969, carried astronauts Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins, and Edwin Buzz Aldrin from Kennedy Space Center, USA, to the moon. Apollo himself, according to Greek mythology, was born on the island of Delos. The Greeks regarded him as the most revered and sacred among the gods. He was the son of Zeus and Leto, and the twin brother of Artemis, the goddess of the moon. Perhaps it is for this reason that NASA's Artemis rocket, launched on August 29, 2022, on a mission via the moon to Mars, was named in reference to Apollo 11 and his association with the moon. According to legend, Leto, fearing the jealousy of Hera, Zeus's other wife, took refuge on the barren island of Delos, where Apollo was born. It is said that after drinking a sip of nectar, the newborn Apollo instantly transformed into a young man. He was a grand and beloved deity, unmatched in archery and music. In historical accounts, Apollo is described as the perfect embodiment of youth and beauty. Greek poetry and art frequently praise his appearance. Among all Greek gods, Apollo was one of the most popular and adored. In temples and shrines across Greece, especially at Delphi and Delos, Apollo was worshipped, prayed to, and consulted for knowledge of the unseen. Perhaps the most striking representation of Apollo in ancient Greek art is the statue dating back to 460 BCE, standing majestically in the Temple of Zeus at Olympia, a symbol of grandeur and divine beauty.